about test of significance. So the test of significance is of two types. One is parametric and the one is non-parametric. Please listen to this session properly because this is an important previous year question of 2024 NEET. This is 2024 NEET previous year question. So properly. So parametric and non-parametric test of significance. Parametric test of significance, it is done for quantitative data. Okay, the normal quantitative data, because sometimes non-normal will be there. So this is for the normal distribution, because in quantitative there is non-normal distribution also. So just remember parametric, non-parametric, parametric done for quantitative normal distribution. In this mean, remember mean, so will be done for one group, mean for two group, mean for more than two group. So mean for one group you do paired t-test, paired t-test. For two group you do unpaired t-test. This unpaired t-test is also known as student's test, student's test. And for more than two group we do ANOVA. So for one group paired t-test, for two groups unpaired t-test, also known as student's test. For more than two group you call it ANOVA. This paired t-test example, you can do it like serum cholesterol you are testing of the patient before yoga and after yoga. So it is about the same person, before yoga, after yoga, serum cholesterol of one group, paired t-test. It is quantitative. Understood? Okay. Here two group it is there, and that is the unpaired test, t-test, and if it is more than two group it is ANOVA test. Now if I am doing non-parametric, you are basically doing it for qualitative data, because quantitative you are doing parametric. So non-parametric is for qualitative data, for example percentage, or you can do quantitative data provided this quantitative data has non-normal distribution, non-normal distribution, provided this quantitative has non-normal distribution. So non-parametric is for qualitative data percentage and quantitative data non-normal distribution. Now quantitative non-normal distribution, here you see median, here in parametric quantitative you are seeing mean, now here you are seeing median. Okay, so again in this you have one group, two group. Students, repeat after me, one group, two group, and the other one is more than two group. In mean, in parametric more than two group was ANOVA. Here it is, remember, Kruller-Wallis test. Just remember the name, Kruller-Wallis test. Here for one group it is Wilcoxon sign test. For two group it is Mann-Whitney U test. Here it is Kruller-Wallis test. Now if it is qualitative, example I gave you percentage, right? For this the classification will be here for one group, for more than two group. For more than two group qualitative data it is going to be chi-square test, and more for one group it is Mech-Neymark test. Mech-Neymark test. Just remember this flashcard, students. This one flashcard before exam, it is a last minute revision topic before exam. Please go through this flashcard. So test of significance, parametric or the non-parametric. In parametric you have quantitative, normal distribution, mean. In non-parametric you have qualitative and quantitative. In this quantitative is non-normal distribution. Example we are talking about median here. So in quantitative of parametric, one group, two group, more than two group. More than two group is ANOVA here. For one group is paid t-test, two group it is unpaid t-test. This part just remember, paired t-test, unpaid t-test and ANOVA. Done. This you don't have to be worrying. The worrying part comes here. Qualitative data, quantitative. I'll make it even more easier. First study the qualitative data. You have only one example of one group and one example of more than two group. More than two group chi-square test. One group McNemer. So what you'll remember in qualitative here? What you'll remember in qualitative here? In qualitative of non-parametric, one group, more than two group. More than two group, this is your university question, chi-square test. Okay, in practical examination also it is asked. The one group is, just remember this, McNemer. So which is the name you have to remember? I will highlight in a different color. Okay, I will highlight it in red. So this you have to remember, McNemer. And now come here. Here it is median of one group, Wilcoxon sign test, Mann-Whitney sign test, Mann-Whitney test, Kruller-Wallis test. Just by heart this name with me now only. Wilcoxon test, Wilcoxon sign test, Mann-Whitney test, Kruskal-Wallis test. It is a different, just remember WMK. Wilcoxon test, sign test, Mann-Whitney test, Kruller-Wallis test. Just it is a vague observation. Just look at this. Wilcoxon sign test, Mann-Whitney test, Kruller-Wallis test. So Wilcoxon test, Mann-Whitney test, Kruskal-Wallis test. See, Kruskal-Wallis test. Kruskal-Wallis test, W is there. Wilcoxon sign test, W is there. Mann-Whitney U test, here also W is there. So Wilcoxon sign test, Mann-Whitney test, Kruskal-Wallis test. So WMK, something with W is there. So 1, 2 and more than two group. This is how you remember it last moment. So just remember this test, Wilcoxon sign test, Mann-Whitney U test, Kruskal-Wallis test. So this is one of the important question. Let us see a question here. Let us practice with the question. I will give you a question. Now look at this. I will dictate it. A researcher is conducting a study to compare pain tolerance. You are comparing pain tolerance before and after yoga. Okay, before and after yoga. So what will you do? Pain tolerance test before and after yoga. What test will you do? So it is a quantitative or qualitative. Basically it is a quantitative test. Okay, so you are comparing, right? Before and after yoga, same person or different person? Same person. So which test? One group, right? So paired T test. Alright students, now look at the other one. There is group A and group B, and some do meditations regularly, and here they do not do meditation. So now we are comparing mean pain tolerance. So mean pain tolerance. So again, is it quantitative or qualitative? Mean pain tolerance, it is quantitative. Now the question coming here is it one group or two group? Two group. So two group, here it will be unpaired T test. Unpaired T test, also known as students test. Students test. Okay, that is all for today guys. Kindly subscribe the channel to see more videos like this.